There's a quick video here just discussing spanning tree protocol, link cost versus path cost. These are two terms which can be confused with each other, and this is something definitely for the CCNA exam that one will want to be very clear on the differences between what these two terms actually mean. So link cost is a numeric value associated with the speed of the link. So basically is a way of ranking the different links that we have. So fast Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet, 10 gig Ethernet, as a way of ranking them by giving them a particular number, a speed, a number that's associated with the speed. So for example, when it comes to fast Ethernet, which is 100 meg per second, that's given a cost of 19. So a link that has a fast Ethernet link will be given a cost of 19, but a gigabit Ethernet link will be given a cost of 4. And because the gigabit Ethernet is faster, it's given that has a lower cost, and this will be used in order to compare the costs of the different links, and for judging the best, for judging the root port, this is what is going to be used. And for path cost now, path cost is the calculation as a sum is the calculation of all the ports in the path to the root bridge. So it's a sum of all those different costs. So for example, if I were to rub this out now and were to give an example, firstly, just before the example, it's important to know the link costs that are associated with the different speeds. So what speeds we have and what are the costs. So for fast Ethernet, well, let's start off with 10 meg per second. So this most likely will be the first one. If you're in the CCNA textbooks, this will most likely be the first speed which is given an attributed cost to it. So this has a cost of 100. Then when it comes to 100 meg per second fast Ethernet, it has a cost of 19. Gigabit Ethernet, or 1000 megabits per second, has a cost of 4. It's very important to understand, to remember these different speeds, guys. And 10,000 megabits a second, or 10 gig Ethernet, has a cost of 2. So 100, 19, 4, and 2. These numbers are very important to understand. So if I were to give an example now of using link costs in order to work out the path cost, we'd see that these are taken into account when we're trying to understand the different costs. Basically, when we're trying to cross compare them, is the cost that will come into play, because the cost will define which path is the better path. Because you might have 3 paths to the root bridge, but only one can win. So, because the best path has to win, but how do you define the best path? Well, it's the link cost or the port cost. But the link cost and the port cost is used to find out the path cost, and the path cost is what defines the best path to the root bridge. So if we were now to go back to the board, and let's actually have an example of this in action. So we have in this example, let's have 4 switches. So we've got switch 1, switch 2, switch 3, switch 4. For 4 switches, these are now, and we have, and they're connected like this. 4 switches, 4 links. Now the root bridge is, in this example, it will be switch 2. So this is the root bridge. Why? Because it has the lowest MAC address. So this one will have the lowest MAC address, and this one will be the root. Now, when it comes to finding out the root port for, let's say switch 3, we need to find out the root port for switch 3. It can either be this way, it can be this one, or it can be this one. Now, in this case, we've got a fast, well, how do we define what the root port is? Firstly, we need to look at the actual ports themselves. What are the actual ports that we've got? So, for switch 3, we've got 2 ports here. So we've got a fast Ethernet port here, that's FA/02, excuse my handwriting, 0/2. And we've got 0/3. So we've got 0/2, 0/3. And we've got switch 1, we've got FA/01 and FA 0/0. So these are fast Ethernet, fast Ethernet, fast Ethernet, fast Ethernet. And then we've got gigabit Ethernet here, GI01, GI09. Here we've got GI08 and GI01. So if we want to find out which is the best path, then we need to look at the cost of the links. So we can see that from switch 3 to go to switch 1 to switch 2 would be traversing this link between S3 and S1, and this one is that is going to have a cost of 19. Why? Because it's going to have a cost of it's going to have a cost of 19. Yes, sorry, 19, because this is a fast Ethernet link here. This is it's a fast Ethernet link. And in between S1 and S2, we've got fast Ethernet this side, we've got G01 here. So this one would also be a fast Ethernet link, so that'd be 19. So that'd be a cost of now 19 and 19 would be 38. That'd be 38 to go from this way, would be 38 would be the link cost. So that'd be going from S3, S1, S2. If we were now to go through between S3 and S4 and then S4 to S2, this would be a cost of 19 again. But here, because we've got 2 gigabit in the Ethernet ports, this is actually now this is a gigabit Ethernet link. So now we've got 19 and 4. 19 and 4 is 23. So in this case, the second path has a better path cost, and because it has a better path cost, this way will win. So we will go from S3 to S4 to S2. That's how we would do it in this case. So guys, that's basically the difference between link cost and path cost. I hope you've benefited from this video, and I would like to thank you for viewing.